Welcome back to the fourth and final part of the origin story of dogs. We've reached the early modern period, and this is where dog breeding starts to take some unexpected turns. Most of the functional working dog archetypes have already emerged, so what's next? As cities began to boom, urban culture greatly expanded the niche for dogs as companions and status symbols. During the Renaissance, many breeds were shrunken down or floofed up, prioritizing aesthetics and temperament and reimagining many pre-existing breeds as lapdogs or cultural symbols. Breeds like King Charles Spaniels, Papillons, Italian Greyhounds, Pomeranians, and the Chinese Crested were refined specifically to serve as symbols of elite identity. It's worth mentioning, though, that there were lapdogs long before this, such as the Maltese, which appears all the way back in ancient Greek literature, and in East Asia, the ancestor breeds of Shih Tzus, Pekingese, and Pugs were trending amongst dynastic royals almost 2,000 years earlier. Fast forward to the Victorian era, and in the late 1800s, national kennel clubs were established internationally, and for the first time, dog breeds were standardized and registered. This is where modern purebred culture takes off, and breeds were pushed towards strict standards. Flat-faced breeds like bulldogs and pugs were further modified to accentuate their facial features. Breeds such as Cocker Spaniels, Irish Setters, and Afghan Hounds were bred for longer, silkier coats, while poodles, originally rugged water retrievers, were transformed into highly stylized show dogs. And while dogs were crossbred to create new breeds throughout all of history, build-a-breed projects were now more controlled. For example, in the late 1800s, we see the emergence of Boston Terriers and Doberman Pinschers, and even more recently, we have witnessed a craze for crossbreeding poodles with absolutely everything to create an uncountable number of poos and doodles. Today, while many working dogs still do exist, most dogs' primary role is to be a loving family member. And considering the fact that they boost our health span, lower blood pressure and cortisol, and even raise oxytocin in both humans and dogs, this might be their best role yet. There was so much more I wanted to cover in this mini-series. For example, what the heck happened to the Native American dogs, rewilded breeds such as dingoes, Carolina dogs, and pariah dogs, as well as the evidence for an early Western European dog lineage that may represent a totally separate domestication event, but has since vanished from the genetic and archaeological record. However, I've been getting so many requests for deep dives on individual breeds, so I do want to return to those, but please let me know if you'll find any of those topics interesting and I can cover them in separate videos. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I know it's thousands of years crammed into a few minutes, so it's quite oversimplified, but I do hope these videos help to give kind of an idea of how the foundations were laid for the dog breeds of today. I'd love to hear what you think, and as always, be sure to drop your requests in the comments.